Okay, so we have read just now about the neurons, which is the building block of the nervous system. So this is, dear students, this is very important question. So now, second thing which you are often asked in the Viva or as a long question of the nervous system is the classification of neurons or the various type of neurons. Okay, so what are the various type of neurons? So on the basis of processes, it has a dendritic process and an axonal process. So on the basis of this process, presence of these process or the number of these processes, can be classified into your bipolar neurons, then we have multipolar. If we have multiple processes like dendritic process is more, and there one is there pseudo unipolar. Okay, so this is very important, often asked, and this can be also asked as important short note, or this is also asked as a MCQs can be formed on that. So you should know its type and example. So bipolar, bi means both side or two, whatever you want to say. So it has two process. So this is the body, axonal body, one is the dendritic process and one is here, and the terminal end is, we all know, that is the telodendria or terminal buttons of synaptic, and there's a central cell. So this is a bipolar because one process is this and one process is this. So two processes there. So that's why it is known as bipolar neuron. So what are the example of bipolar neurons? So what is the, how we can read it? So one is sensory information. So one is what? You can smell. You are going nearby something and there's a lot of garbage is there. So what is first thing? First thing comes to you is olfaction. So your olfactory is the first thing. Then you will see the garbage. So your what is this? First is your eye. First is olfactory. Okay, and this is the visual. So what will be there? Optic में आपका mostly it's a retinal, because this is mostly concerned with our vision and those cells. So that is the retinal. And we have what? We have auditory. So neurons in this belongs to the bipolar neurons. Okay. Now coming to your multipolar. As the name suggests, multiple means more than two or many. So it has many processes like we have read in the neuron diagram. Okay. So this is various dendrites. Okay. So multiple, 1, 2, 3, 4, multiple is there. This is axons and this is the nerve terminal. So all the neurons which are forming the tracts, like we have pyramidal tract, we have ascending tract, descending tract, lateral spinal thalamic, various tracts we will be discussing. Or it's there in the tracts, short introduction about the tracts is given in this. So this is the multipolar. So the various motor neurons forming the tracts. Okay, and what we have? We have the spinal nuclei, the spinal cells or the which is present in the spinal cords. So they are also the anterior horn cells. These also belong to your multipolar neurons. Okay, so this is common. This is the commonest. This is very common to find out everywhere in the nervous system. You will find out the multipolar neurons. Now we have what? Pseudo unipolar. So there is a process. Origin is from the single poles. It's at a bipolar. Here its end, and origin in single, but during the course it will divide into two process. One is your central process and one is your peripheral process. So this is central process and one is your peripheral process. So it is going to divide into two process, but source of origin is one. Origin is one. That's why it's not bipolar. It's not actually having the two processes. It is the bifurcation of the single process. That's why pseudo means what? False. So falsely it's a showing you what? That I am bipolar or unipolar, but it has split and formed the two process. What are the two process? So central process and we have the peripheral process. So that's why it is known as pseudo unipolar. So it's showing us the false picture. So what is the various example? Various example is dorsal root ganglia. Dorsal root ganglia and the various sensory ganglia of the cranial nerve. So we have in a spinal cord, we have a dorsal root and a ventral root. So this is, if you take a section of spinal cord, erase this. So just for example, I am just refreshing your knowledge. So if we have this is the section of the spinal cord, okay, and this is the butterfly shaped gray matter, this is central canal, and here there is a root, dorsal root and ventral root is like this. So there is a ganglia, pseudo unipolar ganglia, this is also known as DRG or dorsal root ganglia. So now you are able to correlate it where is, or remember it where is the dorsal root ganglia. So this is on the basis of various process, these are the various classification of neurons that you must know at this level. Okay, so thank you.